Hey guys, how's it going? It's SpideyBeagle back with yet another collaboration video. This time I have fellow Spice Gold member and an awesome pal, Spidey fan for the win.
Hey guys, hello. Hello.
Alrighty, so interestingly enough, we were going over a couple of possible plot elements and stuff, regarding the Spider-Man PS4 teaser. And oddly enough, we did find a couple of interesting elements within the teaser that we did discuss before this collaboration video. So, Spidey fan for the win, please take it away and just share the kind of info we did find during the teaser.
Oh, the pressure is now on me. All right. So you're talking about the screenshots, right?
Yeah.
Like the. All right. So there's a few things that we noticed that was pretty interesting, going through the keyframes and everything. One to start off would be the location of the cafe that the free run or parkour section is in the trailer, and that is like one of the best scenes just to start off in the entire trailer, and that's great to look at. But when you look at the video or that little like shot that we get when the glass breaks, there's a really cool shot of, I'll look at it actually, to it right there to the left. There is like this really cool trying to get it to load, sorry guys. It looks like, wait, didn't we say that was like their HQ?
Yep.
Like their headquarters. I don't know how it would technically play out, but when you look to the left, there's this road that's going straight, and there's a scaffolding there. And what's really cool about that is when you go through the trailer, and it's that really cool up close shot when he's spinning through the scaffolding. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same building, which would be to his left. And we can get that picture to load too. Sorry, my internet's being kind of buggy.
No worries, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same building. So those two scenes connect with each other. And the next, do you want to take the next one, or do you want me to get the next one?
Yeah, the next one, yes, that is, let me just go upward. Yes, that is it looks similar because, you have these construction sites, scaffolding, and you have all sorts of interesting things that normally we would overlook when seeing the teaser, but when looking at the teaser frame by frame, we do see new things that we have never actually noticed before. Like, for example, how we get to see the scaffolding and the construction sites, which could lead to the scene where he's going through the construction site and he is trying to stop that armored truck, which is, I'm not joking, which is armed to the bone. Like, you can see
literally armed to the bone.
There's like a battering ram, which it looks like a battering ram at the front. The door is heavily enforced. It doesn't look like a normal truck. This is something that it's an armed truck. So
check out the bottom half of that scaffolding too.
Yeah, and
so
and the scaffolding, it doesn't look weak. It looks like it's steadily placed. It looks like it's cemented in the ground, in fact. But this trucker just takes it out like it's a piece of cardboard or something. So but what's interesting about the truck is Spidey did manage to tear off the door. So if you guys don't know, the scene where Spider-Man is under the truck is the door that he uses to slide, I guess, under the truck is the exact same door he is holding on to when he encounters the inner demon, when in the teaser where he smashes the glass of the door. So that is a pretty interesting shot. What do you say?
Yeah, I never noticed that before. Never, because to me, I thought he was busting from under the truck, which seems kind of stupid now that I look at it. But it's really interesting to look at that screenshot that we have, because there's another thing in that frame that I haven't noticed before. I don't know about you. Kind of surprised about. Which, again, I like relating the location in this trailer, because I mean it is pretty noticeable that it's one mission that you're watching, but they have certain scenes cut out, obviously, and other scenes added in from different locations. But I'm pretty sure it's in the same area. But there is that shot that we got from the pro event. You see the Star of David on that. What was it, like a hotel? It looked like.
I believe it was. Yeah, it was either a hotel or a shopping mall, but I think it's a hotel.
You see the Star of David, and I think it was located like on the left side of the building. And when you watch this trailer, and he's on that door, the Star of David is there again, on the left side, and that is surprising because that's the same area. So I don't know if the pro event teaser clip, whatever you want to call it, I don't know if that's the same mission. It could be before the mission, whatever. But it's pretty cool to see that was the same location.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that is, I think that whole PS4 Pro clip, the whole, I guess, second we see Spider-Man on that flagpole, I believe that does happen before the Mr. Negative's henchmen do arrive and, cause havoc and whatnot. But, no, it's interesting because, in one scene we see, SUVs and, they don't look that much of a threat. I mean, they're not as armored as
the escorts?
Yes, the escorts. And but I could be wrong, there could be multiple vehicles in the area, so you have this huge armored truck which I think there is definitely more than one armored truck, and then you have, SUVs. I guess that's like a second class vehicle compared to the armored truck. But what I think is that the SUVs might be accompanying the armored truck, so I don't know if that makes any sense, but so there's definitely more than one vehicle in during this heist. So yeah, that's what I think is happening. What are your thoughts on that?
There's something major's going on. Like part of me believes that Mr. Negative, of course he's going to be a major villain in this game, but I'm thinking about it, and that truck it's massive. Like, that thing took out half of a scaffolding unit that is literally holding like a tunnel thing that they made to connect these two buildings. And that thing's sturdy as hell. So, this is a big truck that could basically be on its own, so it makes you wonder why there's escort vehicles, if that's the case. But there's something obviously in that truck, whether it's human or non-human, whatever you want to call it. There's something important there that has to do with the story. So I'm really looking forward to see what's in that truck.
Definitely, yeah. And what we did mention, or what you did mention a couple, or like before the collaboration, is that Norman Osborn might be inside that truck. What are your thoughts on that?
I was thinking, I agree with that, because again, that's just a heavily armored truck that is just doing complete damage, which in one case you wonder why would Mr. Negative want to create that much damage and that much attention if he's literally kidnapped or taken Norman Osborn, unless it's like a stunt that he's pulling. But yeah, it's either, I mean, we discussed earlier that I think that if Harry is in the game, which I don't know why he wouldn't be, what if he got taken? What if he's in the truck?
I see. Yes. It's very interesting.
Which I think would be cool to see.
So, you think this? So let's get something straight. So, can we agree that Mr. Negative is indeed invading? Well, not invading, but like he is sending a message to the city by wrecking havoc. Not only wrecking havoc in the streets, but also invading Oscorp.
Oh, for sure. I mean, just with the damage you see, with that crane scene, where that crane is coming from, what his plan was, because he's got that piece of just this big thing of metal just hanging there that just got rammed right into the side of the building, which I just thought of. We've got that scene where he looks like he's trying to break into a part of Oscorp, which Evan discussed last collab, and he brought up that idea. And what was cool about that is, thinking about it now, is if you actually infiltrate Oscorp and there's like a fight scene in there, to then have it go back outside, which would be really cool. I really want to have answers, but we don't. This is all speculation. But it does seem very plausible, though, for this stuff to be true. Because that truck is, again, massive, and there's something important in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, you can just tell by the way, you know, the Inner Demons and Mr. Negative are not only being portrayed in the teaser, but also the way they are armed. So they are wearing formal suits, so they all look the same. You can't identify an individual henchman because you don't know who it is behind the mask. So this is definitely, like, you can tell just by the way they are dressed, by the way they are organized. You have escorts, you have this huge armored truck, which I believe there is definitely more than one armored truck, but you know, for now, we might speculate that there is only one. Just from seeing the scene, so seeing him smash through that scaffolding area with the construction site, you can tell that there is something very, very, very important in Oscorp that Mr. Negative wants. That Mr. Negative, he wants to send a message to the city that you don't mess with his henchmen, and that's what we see in the teaser. He is leveling Oscorp. Who will do that? Who would attack Oscorp? Not only attack Oscorp, but attempt to level it to the ground. So that's definitely sending a message to the entire city, and their target, like their audience, is not the civilians, but the other crime bosses. So what Mr. Negative is doing, you know, pretty much, long story short, is he's sending a message to other crime bosses. That's what I think. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like, he could, if Tombstone's in the game, he's definitely a big crime boss. That's sending a message to him. Because if he is taking out Norman Osborn, that's like the head honcho. That's the big guy up at the top of the leaderboard who's saying, "Hey, you can't really mess with me. You know, I'm the guy who's pulling the strings up here." And for him to just go in and say, "Hey, all right, well, you thought you were big, but you're not." I mean, we know from the comics, he's huge. He's a big threat to Spider-Man. I mean, he threw him through a whole building. Oh yeah. Literally, punched him through a whole building, not even trying. So, I'm really excited to see how this all plays out, because thinking about it, with the beginning of the trailer where you get that shot of the Inner Demon popping out of the vehicle, and that police car getting flipped and then blowing up, we get a few shots of the police cars actually, you know, going down the street and everything. And I was thinking, how does that kind of correlate with the rest of the video and where they go? Because obviously they're going to be behind the whole thing that's going on, but I'm trying to think about how they would, because you have the cafe scene, right?
Yep.
And then we're saying that that's the Inner Demon headquarters, which, yeah, that was the feast, right? That's the
yes, the feast building that we see, in the background of the teaser.
All right, so wow, yeah. And there's a lot of stuff in this trailer that I didn't even realize. And I kind of stuck for words, dude, because there's a lot of stuff here. What was your question again? Because I'm kind of stumped.
Oh, no worries, man. I'm just saying, so we did talk about Mr. Negative sending a message, but also how big, in terms of size, how big do you think the operation is? How important? Is it instrumental to the plot, or do you think it's just something that they are acquiring for their activities or something? But what is
I don't think this is a side mission.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's the way you could put it. Because I mean, Oscorp's getting leveled.
Yes.
Basically. So that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of casualties too. Just for a side mission, if it were to be a side mission, that's insane. No, this is very important, and I have a feeling this is going to be a major part of the story.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff going on. You got the political stuff, which you guys talked about in the last collaboration, which made me think about the what was it, the Norman Osborn thing?
Yep.
Which I think Norman Osborn, running for mayor, there's going to be some people that go for him, and I think this is one way. If Martin Lee is actually running for mayor, he is going to have to take him out. So, and Martin Lee's a pretty well-known character in New York. I'm pretty sure he's got Feast. He's pretty well-known. So,
yeah.
I think in terms of like other crime bosses, I say Umalon. I think there's just going to be a crap ton of bad guys, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. There's just going to be a lot of... I mean, just by looking at this trailer, there's a lot. I mean, there is just a crap ton of information just for one mission that is going on here. So... And also, real quick, when you look at that screenshot, Spidey Bugle, how is that hot dog stand still standing?
Yes, I have no idea. Maybe they might stop by, so the police, not the police, but like the inner demons might stop by and grab a quick hot dog and then leave. But yeah, I don't know.
Like for real, that's like some GTA 4 level hot dog stand going on there. I don't know how that thing is just.
Well, it might have.
That's insane.
It might have a reinforced like energy barrier, so the debris that is falling down could protect it. The precious hot dog stand that is well known in Spider-Man games, but we could
he's
also
a pretty famous guy.
We could also have pizza missions in the Spider-Man game.
Those are the bane of my existence. Just the noise of the pizzas getting destroyed.
You can't.
We need to do flips and stuff.
And you can't deny the theme song. That is.
Yeah, that thing is. I can hear it right now. That thing is. It's a glorious soundtrack they got going on there.
I wish I could put it in the video, but I'm scared to heck.
Oh, copyright?
With copyright, yes, with copyright claims. So.
Oh, you might have to mute me because I just sang a little bit. So.
It's best to leave it out, but yeah, it's pretty obvious. And also, why would they just going back to the teaser? Why would they showcase? So you have Mr. Negative's henchmen and whatnot, but they also showcase normal thugs where Spidey is swinging a generator towards them. Those are normal thugs. Why do you think Insomniac would showcase more than one?
So like average.
Yes.
Average Joe's sitting on a rooftop.
Yes. Or street trash, like everyone would say in a previous part.
Street trash. I don't know. Probably to showcase the environmental takedowns that you've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they showcased the silent takedown, which was brutal.
Yes.
This takedown, I mean, I feel kind of bad for that guy because he got just leveled. I mean, that had to hurt. Which is funny. You look at like what they're wearing, and you got one guy who's wearing a tracksuit, another guy who's wearing like kind of looks like a biker jacket with some jeans, and then there's some street thug wearing another jacket. Like, but it's the guy with the tracksuit that makes me worried. Like what gang is he a part of? Like,
they're interesting. There's also a guy with a beanie on his head. So
yeah, the guy in the front.
Yeah.
That gets leveled.
Yes, that guy.
Just,
you never miss.
Which I gotta say, the particle effects in this game are just ridiculous.
They're glorious. The glass, the sparks, the fire. It's pretty well detailed.
We were looking at the glass scene where it shattered everywhere. You can see the reflection of the cafe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's technically in real time, so that's like insane that they were able to get that in there and to get it to work right. Which I think people have talked about before, how that parkour scene works. Kind of similar to like Assassin's Creed, where it's just, hold down the left stick and you're just moving. I feel like that is true. That seems like a specific. I feel like they showed that just to showcase specifically the parkour that we will be seeing. Now, that's not going to be every moveset that we have, but that is in some way, I feel, going to be what we're going to be seeing in terms of parkour. But we're going to have more control over the free running.
Yes, and since you mentioned parkour, I feel that one of the only scenes that I believe we do control the parkour is when he's doing the backflip on the building. I believe that will be possible to do while we're controlling Spider-Man. So, but I'm very
that's great.
Yes, I'm very interested in seeing the controls of the game. So, are we going to see multiple controls? So, the different control layouts during the game, during gameplay, or will we be able to customize the controls? So have, I don't know, on the PlayStation have web sling be R1 or R2, or maybe on the Xbox I didn't mean to.
Throwing some shade. It's okay, guys. He didn't mean it. We were talking about Xbox.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna edit that out anyway. But yeah, going back to the collab. Yes, I do believe that the parkour will be controlled by the player 100%. The most grounded and the most realistic parkour in a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
And just ever. Like, this game will be class. It's like, we can tell by the tease already. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it.
I just want to see how they implement the parkour with the web swinging. Because that was something that was brought up before by somebody. And that was really interesting because, if you look at Amazing Spider-Man 2, that amazing movie, such an amazing movie. I really recommend it. When you watch him swing, and he will run up a wall and do a front flip into another swing, and he'll get in that really cool animation. That's sweet, and I'm hoping we get stuff like that, because it might not be a popular opinion, but that was my favorite swinging in the Spider-Man films. That was the only thing I think that was good in those movies or the second movie, would be how they utilized his swinging. But yeah, E3 needs to happen now.
Yes.
Please.
It is around the corner, so just a couple of more weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a glimpse. But also, it's interesting you mentioned the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because the web swinging was animation based. It wasn't based on momentum. But the thing I did like in that game was the ability to form, I guess, a web slingshot and launch yourself in the air. I think that is an interesting traversal method that Insomniac, I wish they could implement. Of course, to much better detail. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that animation looked funky, didn't it? He just would go from in this weird idle animation to where he would just be this straight board soaring through the air. Yeah, that was. I would like to see something like that, because, man, I don't want to keep pulling from Amazing Spider-Man 2, but if you remember in the movie where he's doing that really cool swing off that water tower, where he pulls himself, I really want to have Spider-Man in the game interact with his environment like that. We didn't get to see that much of his swinging in the teaser trailer. Hopefully we get gameplay at E3 and we can see how, you know,
detailed
they've made the. Yeah, I'm really pumped to see E3. But anyway, yeah, that's like I just want to see him interact with the buildings differently, because recent Spider-Man games are just past Spider-Man games in general. People love Spider-Man 2. I love Spider-Man 2. That's a great game, but it's from 2004, and they could only do so much back then. And what they did was amazing. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But and from what I've seen from some people, they want that type of swinging. I want the. Excuse me. I want what they used for that, like the momentum and everything, but it needs to be 2017. I mean, it is 2017. Like, they need to completely overhaul it with crazy, ridiculous stuff. Yeah. I'm not saying Todd McFarlane type of bendy, your back is broken type of swinging, because that is just ridiculous. But I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course, yeah. So I have the 2004 swinging mechanics remastered, redefined with 2017 graphics, and of course movement mechanics, which I completely agree with you. Yes, the idea and the mechanic was great, but you know, when you stopped web slinging, there wasn't no other way to get around New York. The only way you could get around was by web slinging. I think I completely agree with you. And that's why I think Insomniac, you know, their decision to include parkour, it's just something that, you know, we've never had before, and it really startles fans because, oh wait, parkour, you know, you can actually do that. You know, most people didn't actually know you could do that. The Web of Shadows gameplay, I believe that where you could, as I mentioned in his Radioactive Replay, I believe that pressing, I believe, R1, where you could attach yourself to the traffic pole and
to the traffic poles and stuff.
Yes, and the post, and I think like it's small. It's not that much, I guess, of a deal, but it's a small mechanic that would just improve a little bit. You know, it's a little by little, but it would improve the parkour, like give us a lot of variety, which I think is very important for the game.
Man, I completely agree with that, because the small things matter to me in games.
Of course, yeah.
It's like looking at Naughty Dog. I'm not trying to compare Insomniac to Naughty Dog, because they're completely different. But when you look at like Uncharted and the way he walks down a staircase or walks up a staircase, it's fluid and it's realistic, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock. I might knock some points off Insomniac if we didn't have an animation for staircases, because again, it's 2017. But there needs to be a certain realism to Spider-Man PS4, which sounds ridiculous, but there's like take Sunset Overdrive for instance, right? When you watch that gameplay, you can totally see where they're going to be going with Spider-Man PS4. There's just a lot of things in that game that you can see they're going to probably be using. But how can I put it? The crazy, like, out of nowhere shots that are in that game that make, like, no sense are kind of weird. But it's also its own thing. Like, from the trailer we saw, right? Yeah. It's realistic. It looks grounded. I mean, it's everything we want, right?
Definitely, yeah.
There's no way to really explain it other than if they can just get the small things right, and of course the big things, I think, and of course the story. I think we'll have probably one of the best games, not even superhero games, but best games on the market.
Definitely, yeah. And speaking of one of the best games on the market, there was a recent tweet regarding Spider-Man PS4. It was very subtle, but they did mention a possible virtual reality feature, which I believe towards the end they did mention that Spider-Man PS4 was going to be one of the best games on the PS4. So that's very, very encouraging to see, and
yeah, that's
yeah, it's very cool.
I mean, I'm not really big on VR because right now I feel like it's a gimmick. Sorry, people. Sorry, Insomniac. You know, you have unspoken VR. It's probably amazing, but specifically towards Spider-Man, like that's jarring. You're gonna probably last about a total of 5 minutes before you just start, you know what, just all over the place.
Yeah,
so
it'll be dizzy. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have a mess to clean up after that. I think it's cool that he mentioned Spider-Man PS4 and that, puts him out there some more. As much as they can right now, or as much as they have with the constant teasing that we've gotten. Looking at you, Flip Guy. But, it's... Yeah, VR, I think it can go... Well, I mean, if you look at Iron Man, that's a good one you could pick for that, right?
Definitely. I wouldn't get a VR, but I'll definitely sit through a live stream and watch every second of it, because that is an interesting prospect. Seeing Iron Man in a VR, I guess, VR...
Being in a suit.
Yeah. And having Jarvis talk to you and stuff, so... So, yeah, any just so to wrap up the, I guess the traversal, the traversal section of the discussion, is there anything else you would like, in terms of parkour or traversal you'd like to see in the game?
Can I have like a parkour suit up thing? Can they give that to me, please?
I mean, that's what everyone would like. I mean, and different suit ups, so different animations for each suit. I think that would be breathtakingly awesome to see. So, yeah. Also, any other final thoughts you would like before we wrap up the collab?
Man, this went by fast.
Yeah, it actually did. Yeah, I'm surprised. But
let me think real quick. Crap. We got to the traversal and all that stuff. Combat, real quick. How do you think they're gonna handle combat?
Yes, so in the GameStop updated bio slash, I guess you wouldn't call it a synopsis, but I would just call it a bio summary. We did get, I guess, a small sentence detailing the features, and one of the things that they did mention was creative combat. So I guess a glimpse, didn't actually get a glimpse of what combat might be like in the game, with him, swinging the power generator towards the thug and just taking out the guy on the SUV, and also other instances in the trailer. So I think that I am expecting a lot of creative freedom, creative movement, in creative takedowns and ways to take down your opponent regarding the game. Yeah, just gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, what about for you?
The wait. I really enjoyed Spider-Man 2's combat. I think that was very different from what we had, before that game came out, and it's somewhat still different compared to what we have now. A lot of people game developers try to copy Batman Arkham Knight or Rocksteady's Batman combat, which, let them do that. That's really my opinion on that. I mean, they created that. Let them make that, because a lot of people just really cannot get it to work right. But I'm just hoping for something different. But real quick, before we end this, if people don't know already, we should kind of tell them about the weird GameStop hiccup that we noticed.
Yes, so if you guys are unaware, I will have pictures on your screen right now. There are two different GameStop portals or websites, or whatever you guys call it, with different bios. So there is the first one you see on the screen right now, details, the bio summary we've already seen, so starring the world's most iconic hero, and that bio summary. And there's another bio summary that I did mention in my, I guess, news roundup video, that It's a completely different bio synopsis. It's one we've never actually seen before. It contains elements that we're not quite used to, and it's pretty weird how they have two websites, but then, excuse me, when you actually go to search Spider-Man PS4 on the official website, it just comes up with the first picture that you guys see. So yeah, that's pretty weird actually.
Oh, it's extremely weird. I thought it was like some, you know,
glitch and
some weird. It has to be a glitch, maybe. I don't know. It's really weird because you can't technically look up Spider-Man PS4 and get collections to pop up because it just does the whole game thing. It's really weird. I originally thought they deleted the long version, and then we got the one we have now. But I guess it's completely different. So we have two bios, which is weird.
Definitely weird, and it's pretty like, why would you have two bios? Like, that's pretty
it
weird
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
gives you good information though.
Yeah, and also, you know, referring to that bio, Jonah is, I believe, myself and SpideyFan do believe that Jonah will be in the game simply because of the boss sentence. Your boss expects you to be on time. Where else could he work besides the Daily Bugle? And who else could be his boss besides Jonah Jameson? Now, we hope that J.K. Simmons is voicing Jonah in the game. If not, then, you know, hopefully get another actor that does mimic his...
The guy from Egypton.
Yes.
He was good.
He would, Darren Norris, actually, I think he's from Spectacular Spider-Man. He would be an awesome...
oh, yeah, that too, yeah.
An awesome Jonah, so, yeah. But, yep. Any final thoughts on the topic? So, anything you'd like to discuss?
Look out for E3, I guess. Or the Thwip show, too. I guess we have the Thwip to look forward to if we get anything. They've been teasing like crazy. I think they slowed down a little bit, but still, the teasing is there. And look out for E3. 5 weeks away. We're getting close. Almost a year. It's just insane to think about that. It's already almost been a year since. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I had a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, it was an awesome collaborating with you, and hopefully we can organize another collaboration video, hopefully before or after E3, you know, detailing our reactions, and, you know, hopefully we can talk about the release date that hopefully is announced at E3. Come on, Insomniac. But
please.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for being part of today's collaboration. Guys, please go subscribe to SpideyFanFTW. All the links will be in the description below, as well as the link to our Discord server where we do talk about Spider-Man PS4 and other games as well regarding all things Spidey. So join the Discord server, and then hopefully we can chat soon. But yeah, that's
fine, guys.
That's guys. So hope you did enjoy. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow the links below, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a nice day.